Hey, this is Hayato with Android Central, and last week I went out to the Made by Google event in New York City, where I went out late at night with my friends Michael and Andrew to shoot some comparison photos between the new Pixel 4 and the phone that most people buying something new in 2019 will probably end up with, the iPhone 11. Now, I don't want to talk about the software differences because that's all user preference and you already know where you stand on that by now. But I do want to talk about how each camera handles low light differently because at the moment, these are two of the very best phones you can buy for low light photography. Take a look at these photos of the USS Intrepid over on the Hudson River. These were taken at about 2 a.m. and a few key differences are immediately apparent. The Pixel is noticeably brighter than the iPhone, almost to an unrealistic point, whereas the iPhone stays a bit more true to life. The Pixel 4 generally also has much cooler white balance tendencies than the iPhone, which tends to lean overly warm. I'd love to split the difference between the two, but you might prefer one over the other, and there's really no right or wrong approach here. Moving on to some portrait shots, once again the Pixel takes dramatically brighter shots, and there's more fine detail in areas like my facial hair and in Michael's jacket. I do think the iPhone handles ambient light sources like streetlights and the sky better though, with fewer blown out lights in the background. These last few shots are a bit more of a toss-up. Neither capture of this flag is perfectly still, but on the iPhone it's a complete blur and the whole photo is way too warm for me. With this cityscape though, I think the iPhone actually did a much better job. There's a ton of grain in the sky of the Pixel shot because night sight has such an aggressive tendency to overexpose. I think in general, you can expect the Pixel to do better at low light shots of people, while the iPhone takes better night photos of buildings and skies. So the main takeaway here is that both phones take incredible low light shots, so good that it's hard to pick a clear winner, but the Pixel 4 does have one bonus feature up its sleeve that the iPhone just can't match. I'm talking about Astro photography mode, which is built into the night sight mode in the Pixel 4's camera software and kicks in automatically in dim enough conditions. It's sort of an amalgamation of all of Google's computational camera tricks. As soon as you hit the shutter button, the Pixel 4 starts taking up to 4 minutes worth of 15-second exposures, then stitches them all together into something magic. I went out to one of the darkest parts of the Illinois-Indiana border last night to shoot some astrophotography samples of the Orionid meteor shower, and the results were just stunning. Since this camera mode is basically an advanced form of HDR+, you can see everything from the stars in the sky to the darkest parts of the shadows in the foreground, all without anything being too dark or too blown out. I really love some of the shots I was able to get last night, especially once I threw them into Lightroom for a bit of extra help with color and exposure, but a quick note on shooting people. It's really hard to pull off a clean photo with you and your friends and the stars in the background because it's just not natural for humans to sit perfectly still for 4 minutes, but you can still have some fun, and I actually really like this group shot that still gets all of the stars behind us. At the end of the day though, both phones are so good at shooting in low light that unless astrophotography is particularly important to you, I don't think that should be your biggest buying decision over things like hardware preferences, software, and battery life. Based on the battery of the Pixel alone, I'm inclined to lean towards recommending the iPhone, but I like Android so much more than iOS that I'm probably still going to stick with the Pixel 4 for my personal use, even if it's not in my best interest. Hey everybody, hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and check out AndroidCentral.com. We've got our full reviews of both the Pixel 4 and the Pixel 4 XL. We've also got photo comparisons, astrophotography samples, and so on. There's plenty of content. Go check it out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.